Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Hari Seva IBBI Valuation Cracker. My name is Rajesh S. Wadhwani. I am civil engineer and IBBI register valuer in land and building assets class. Today we are starting session 3 of market approach and we will learn development method or residue technique and valuation for joint venture development of property. So let us start. Development method and residual technique. The development method, also known as residual technique, is part of the market approach in property valuation. This method is employed when direct comparison method, like the sales comparison method, are not feasible due to lack of available sales data for similar open plots. Instead of comparing open land sales directly, the development method drive the land value indirectly through the sale of developed property. For my हिंदी viewers, अभी तक हमने मार्केट अप्रोच में सेल्स कंपैरिजन मेथड पढ़ा जिसमें हमने अडॉक मेथड एंड ग्रिड एडजस्टमेंट मेथड पढ़ा जिसमें सेल्स कंपैरिजन सेल इंस्टेंट्स के सारे डाटा अवेलेबल रहते थे, उससे हम कंपेयर करके सब्जेक्ट प्रॉपर्टी का मार्केट वैल्यू निकालते थे. यदि कोई प्लॉट सेंटर ऑफ सिटी में है और आसपास में विद इन 1 या 2 किलोमीटर में कोई दूसरा प्लॉट है नहीं जिसका सेल हुआ हो, तो उस सिंगल प्लॉट का मार्केट वैल्यू कैसे निकाला जाएगा? इसमें डेवलपमेंट मेथड के द्वारा, जिसको रेजिड्यू टेक्निक बोला जाता है, रेजिड्यू टेक्निक मतलब बचा हुआ शेष. इसमें क्या किया जाता है कि यदि कोई प्रॉपर्टी रिसेंटली सेल हुई है, उस प्रॉपर्टी का टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन, प्रॉफिट या डेप्रिसिएट कॉस्ट निकाल के टोटल सेल वैल्यू में से माइनस किया जाता है. बैलेंस जो कॉस्ट बचता है उसको लैंड के इक्वल वैल्यू माना जाता है. तो वो जो लैंड का वैल्यू आएगा उससे पास वाले प्लाट को कंपैरिजन करके मार्केट वैल्यू निकाली जाती है प्लाट की. दिस इज कॉल्ड डेवलपमेंट मेथड. की पॉइंट्स. Indirect valuation. The development method does not involve direct comparison, but derive the land value from the sale price of developed properties. Developed properties. This property may either be fully developed or underutilized, incomplete or inefficient floor space index. We will learn again in this chapter what is the FSI, or may have an inferior user instead of the highest and best use of the land habu. Applicability, particularly useful in area where open plots are unavailable, such as central business district where sales or developed property are used to estimate land value. When is development method used? No comparable open plots are sales. When no plot sales comparison rates are available, then we will use development method or residue technique. Use when there is a lack of recent sold data for similar open plot of land. Developed property sales applicable when sales data is available for developed property, which can be used to drive the land value. FSI utilization. The method is ideal in case where the property may not be fully developed when with underutilized FSI or may be in an inferior use compared to the land potential. Formula. We also learned there are four method of development method. Approximate the same formula here. Below formula is working in all the four methods. First, we have to identify total sale value or total gross development value minus depreciated cost or minus construction plus fee plus profit. Let us go further. Here GTV means gross development value or sale value. Construction cost, fees, profit, you know. This formula calculates the residual value of the land by deducting construction cost, fees, profit from the total anticipated sale value of developed property. There are four development methods. First, actual sale basis, which is owner occupied, actual sales basis, tenant occupied, hypothetical building scheme, ownership concept, hypothetical building concept, income concept. Actual sale basis, owner occupied. This approach drive land value by deducting the depreciated cost or scrap value of an existing building from the total GDV sale price of an owner-occupied property. It is beneficial when there is a lack of direct sale data for open land in the area. We will do one example, then this will be clarified. Actual sale basis, tenant occupied. For tenant-occupied property, the land value is calculated by first estimating rental income generated by tenants. The depreciated value of building is deducted from the GTV sale price, resulting in residual land value. This method often applied to tenant-occupied or leasehold property where open plot sale data is unavailable. Hypothetical building scheme. This method uses a hypothetical development scheme for ownership such as flat or shops. It projects the GDV by estimating the sale proceed, which include profit, interest, construction cost, and managing expenses. After calculating this cost, the hypothetical building cost is subtracted from the GDV, providing the land value. And fourth one is hypothetical building concept. Similar to the ownership concept but focus on income potential, this approach evaluates the anticipated rental income from a hypothetical development such as an office or shopping malls. By subtracting the hypothetical development cost from the anticipated income stream, this technique drives the residual land value, often used for commercial redevelopment projects. We will do 4 examples of every method. Application for residential apartment. For residential apartment, the residual technique can determine the land component by deducting all relevant costs associated with development such as promoter profit, architecture fee, interest, plan approval, FSI, and development charges from the composite apartment rate. Comparison to the direct sales comparison method. Unlike the sales comparison method, which directly compares sale data of similar property, the development method is indirect, relying on the sales of development property to estimate land value. This makes in a suitable situation where there are limited sales of open plot or lot or for specialized property types such as commercial or industrial sites where comparable sales data may be scarce. Conclusion. The residual land method or development approach provide a valuable alternative for property valuation, especially in development projects where comparable sales are not available. It, it is particularly useful for properties that are either fully developed, underutilized, or not at their highest potential use. However, this method requires careful consideration of sensitive input data such as construction cost, fee, and profit margin. Valuers should ensure accurate assumption and may benefit from collaborating with professionals like architects, surveyor, and planner. While not always widely accepted in a legal context due to its complexity and sensitivity to assumption. When applied correctly, the development method can offer precise land valuation that would otherwise be difficult to determine. Okay, now we have to start first method. Development method residual technique for owner occupied the property. The residual technique is used when there is no direct data available for the sale of open plots, and the land value must be derived indirectly through the sale of developed property. ओनर ऑक्यूपाइड प्रॉपर्टी, यदि आपको किसी लैंड या प्लॉट का रेट ड्राइव करने का है मार्केट अप्रोच से, और सेल कंपैरिजन का कोई रेट अवेलेबल नहीं है, नियर बाय कोई प्लॉट है नहीं जिसका लास्ट 1 2 3 साल में कोई प्लॉट सेल हुआ हो, और कोई वैकेंट प्लॉट भी आसपास में नहीं है जो सेल हो सके, तो इस मेथड में क्या किया जाता है, जो प्लॉट के आसपास में जो कंप्लीटली डेवलप प्रॉपर्टी है, यदि वो सेल हुई है तो उसका टोटल कॉस्ट, उस टोटल कॉस्ट में से उस बिल्डिंग का टोटल डेप्रिसिएट वैल्यू माइनस किया जाता है। जो कॉस्ट बैलेंस बचता है उसको लैंड वैल्यू के इक्वल माना जाता है। उस लैंड वैल्यू को सब्जेक्ट प्रॉपर्टी के लैंड से कंपेयर किया जाता है और सब्जेक्ट प्रॉपर्टी का मार्केट वैल्यू निकाला जाता है। दिस इज द डेवलपमेंट मेथड। रेजिड्यू टेक्निक में बचा हुआ, आपने बिल्डिंग का कॉस्ट ये वो सब कुछ निकाल दिया, जो कॉस्ट बचा हुआ उसको रेजिड्यूल टेक्निक से हमने ये कॉस्ट निकाला लैंड का। In the case of owner occupied property, the method calculate the land value by subtracting the depreciate cost of the building from the total sale price of property. The remaining value represent the net land value. So land value is equal to total sale value of the property minus depreciate cost of building. This approach is part of broader development method, which is especially useful when land sales data is unavailable or limited. The owner-occupied property method helps in estimating land value by evaluating the total property sale price and deducting the building's depreciate cost, providing a clear insight into the value of the land. Let us do one example. A property with 2000 square meter of land was sold in May 24, including a 150 square meter house built in the corner of the plot. The sale consideration was 2 crores 50 lakhs, 250 lakhs. According to the sale deed, the house is 20-year old and the prevailing replacement cost is rupees 30,000 per square meter. Calculate the land rate in 2018 using the residual technique. Assume salvage value 10%. Total life of building is 60 years. Please go through the question in 30 seconds. Okay. In this question, data are available. Land 2000 square meter, sold 2024, built up area 150 square meter, value is 250 lakhs. Age 20 years, total life 60 years. Replacement cost is given 30,000 per square meter and salvage value is 10,000. Now first we have to calculate depreciated cost. For calculating depreciated cost, first we have to calculate a depreciation percentage. To find out the depreciation percentage, age divided by total life into 100 minus salvage value. To 20 by 60 into salvage value is 100 minus 10. So 90. This is coming, depreciation percent is coming 30%. What is the replacement cost? 30,000 rupees cost is given. Total area is 150 square meter. Total cost is the 45 lakhs. So depreciation cost will be 30% into 45 is 13.5 lakhs. So depreciated cost will be 45 lakhs minus 13.5 lakhs is equal to 31.5 lakhs. This 31.5 lakhs depreciated cost came. This cost will deducted from the total sale value. $13.5 is the total depreciated cost. Depreciated cost is 31.5. We know total sale value is the 250 lakhs. Depreciated cost is 31.5 lakhs. So balance 21.5 lakhs is the cost of the land. 218.5 lakhs total divided by 2000 square meter. So cost of land is coming 10,925. This is the first method, owner occupied building method. We have calculated land market value because there was no other land sales comparison is available. We have taken one developed property. From developed property we have minus depreciated cost. After minusing depreciating cost, then we came this land rate. Now this land rate can be compared to whichever we want market uh, value. Hope this is clear. Let us go another method. Before going another method, first we have to learn joint venture development. In this joint venture development, we will learn formula, FSI, floor space index, undivided share of land, composite rate, building component, percentage of common area, joint venture ratio, and plinth area. Joint venture development occurs when a landowner and a developer collaborate to maximize property potential use, typically for projects like residential apartment, commercial complex, or malls. The landowner contribute the land while the developer invests in construction. The profit from the project are shared based on joint venture ratio. Determine the value of the land and construction cost. Key aspects of joint venture development. First, landowner shares. This is based on prevailing market value of the land and the FSI. Landowner share depend on market value and what is the FSI, that is approved by urban development authority, municipality, or any government authority. Second, developer share. This is based on the construction cost, project specification, other development related expenses. Third, market factor, demand, location, FSI, and local building regulation all influence the joint venture ratio and the project profitability. Actually, landowner who are having the land, हिंदी व्यूअर्स के लिए, जिसके पास लैंड है और दूसरा प्रमोटर है जो अपना पैसा लगा के बिल्डिंग खड़ी करेगा, बिल्डिंग में कॉस्ट लगाएगा, वो दोनों मिलकर एक जॉइंट वेंचर डेवलप करते हैं। लैंड ओनर का लैंड मार्केट वैल्यू उसके हिसाब से डिटरमाइन किया जाता है और वहाँ का क्या एफएसआई है उसके हिसाब से डिसाइड किया जाता है, और प्रमोटर का क्या कॉस्ट ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन है, उसका क्या प्रॉफिट है, उसके हिसाब से वो डिसाइड किया जाता है, जॉइंट वेंचर डेवलप किया जाता है लैंड ओनर एंड प्रमोटर के बीच में। और इनका कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हमें एफएसआई, यूडीएस, कंपोजिट रेट, ये सब फार्मूले आने चाहिए। वी आर गोइंग वन बाय वन। की फार्मूला इन जॉइंट वेंचर डेवलपमेंट। First, FSI. FSI, floor space index. The FSI is a ratio that represents the total built-up area allowed 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 on a given who is allowing government authority who are passing the drawing. On this area, this FSI 1.5, 2, 1, government authority will decide it on given plot of land relative to the size of the plot. FSI, what is how to calculate a FSI? FSI is calculated total covered area divided by total plot area. In covered area, we can also tell total built up area divided by total plot area. How many square feet your constructed buildings, each floor wise, and total how much, all the floor addition, total how much, divide by plot, that will give the FSI. UDS. The UDS represent the portion of the land assigned to each unit based on share of built up area of each unit occupy. आप एक अपार्टमेंट में रह रहे हैं, अपार्टमेंट में 12 फ्लैट हैं, ईच फ्लैट 1000 स्क्वायर फीट का है और अपार्टमेंट 6000 स्क्वायर फीट में बना हुआ है, तो ईच फ्लैट लैंड का 500 स्क्वायर फीट का मालिक रहेगा। दैट इज कॉल्ड अनडिवाइडेड शेयर ऑफ लैंड। टोटल लैंड है पूरे अपार्टमेंट में, ईच फ्लैट ओनर का ओनरशिप रहेगा लैंड में 500 स्क्वायर फीट। दैट इज कॉल्ड अनडिवाइडेड शेयर ऑफ लैंड। दिस इज हाउ इट इज कैलकुलेट covered area divided by FSI. In question asked each flat, yeah, this flat is 700 square feet, what is the UDS? Then that flat only cover area will come divide by FSI. So that flat UDS will be there. We will do the example of every formula. Third is composite rate. Composite rate, land rate plus building rate plus promoter profit. That is called a composite rate. Composite rate is the total rate used to evaluate the property combining the land component, building component and developer profit. आप कहीं पे अपार्टमेंट लेने जा रहे हैं तो आपको लैंड रेट, बिल्डिंग रेट, प्रमोटर प्रॉफिट अलग अलग नहीं बताया जाएगा। कंपोजिट रेट होगा कि ये बिल्डिंग में ये मकान 5,000 रुपीज स्क्वायर फीट से या 6,000 स्क्वायर फीट से, दैट इज द composite rate. How it is calculate composite rate? Land component plus building component plus promoter profit. What is the land component? Land component is land rate divided by FSI. If land rate is 10,000 rupees square feet or FSI is 2, for composite rate में लैंड कंपोनेंट कैलकुलेट करने के लिए land rate 10,000 divided by 2 is equal to 5,000. So land component in composite rate will be 5,000 rupees plus building component plus promoter profit. So for calculating the land component is equal to land rate divided by FSI. Building component is a built up area rate of the built up area. And percentage of common area. The common area is shared by all owner, including passes, lift, etc. This formula calculates the percentage of total common area related to the plinth area of flat. Please remember this formula. Common area is equal to total common area divided by sum of plinth of area of flat into 100. Everywhere we are calculating with the built up area, but in common area it has to be divided by the plinth area only. Please remember this, both are different. Built up area is different, plinth area may be different. Now what is the joint venture ratio? The joint venture ratio determines the distribution of profit between the developer and the landowner. Joint venture ratio, share of promoter, share of landowner. In joint venture ratio, please remember one thing, promoter share will come up and divide by landowner share. Then you will get the joint venture ratio. Promoter share divided by landowner share is the joint venture ratio. And how to calculate it? Plinth area. The plinth area is the built-up area excluding common area like lobby, staircase. It is the calculated as the difference between the total built-up area and the common area. Plinth area is total built-up area minus common area will come the plinth area. So you can put in this formula sum of plinth area to calculate it percentage of common area. This six formula is very important. On this six formula, sometime 8, 6, 8 or sometime 12 marks also case study is coming. And sometimes he will ask one number MCQ. What is the composite rate? What is the joint venture ratio? What is the FSI? What is the UDS? One number MCQ must is coming on all of six, and one case study also can come. Impact of FSI and joint venture ratio. The FSI determine how much area can be built up on plot, which directly impact both the landowner and developer share in the joint venture. A joint venture ratio ensures that both the landowner and the developer receive their fair share of profit, considering the land value, construction cost, and additional investment like profit margin and building specification. The profitability of joint ventures can be significantly influenced by local building regulation, FSI restriction, and the demand for commercial and residential space in the area. Okay, remember this. Now, example number 5. In a plot measuring 4,000 square feet, 4 flats are constructed, each with a built-up area of 2,000 square feet. What is the undivided share of land allocated to each flat? Please go through the question in 30 seconds. Here given total plot area 4,000 square feet, built up area 2,000 square feet of each flat. Total number of flats is 4. So we total built up area of all flats 2,000 into 4 is 8,000 square feet. We know FSI is total built up area divided by total plot area. Total built up area 2000 into 4 is equal to 8,000. 8,000 divided by 4,000. Here FSI is 2. And if we know the FSI, then finding UDS is easy. Putting only formula. UDS, we know built up area of each flat divided by FSI. Each flat is 2,000 square feet. Divide by 2,000 square feet. So total land is 4,000. Total flat is 4. Each flat owner will get 1,000 square feet land. The undivided share of land for each flat is 1,000 square feet. This type of MCQ can come in IBBI exam for 1 mark. Example number 6. If a plot of 3,000 square feet has 4 flats with built up area of 2,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 800 square feet, and 700 square feet, what is undivided share of land for each flat? Please go through the question in 30 seconds. Okay. Here total plot area is given 3,000 square feet and 4 flat is there of 2,000 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 800 square feet, and 700 square feet. First, for calculating undivided share, we know total built up area. Total built up area can be calculated for adding all these 4 and FSI. So then first we have to calculate FSI. Total built up area 2,000, 1,000 plus 800 plus 700 is equal to 4,500 square feet. Total built up area divided by total plot area will give FSI. 4,500 divided by 3,000, FSI is 1.5. In question I asking each flat and UDS. So for 2,000 square feet, flat UDS is 2,000 divided by 1.5, 1333.33 square feet. For 1,000 square feet, flat UDS is 666.67 square feet. For 800 square feet flat, UDS is 800 divided by 1.5 is 533.33 square feet. For the flat of 700 square feet, UDS is 700 divided by 1.5 is equal to 466.67 square feet. Next question number 7. If an apartment building, the total plinth area of all flat is 6,000 square feet. Here given plinth area 6,000 square feet and common area 600 square feet. If the super plinth area is 5,500 square feet, what is the percentage of the common area in the building? Please go through the question next 20 seconds. Okay. Percentage common area we know is equal to total common area divided by sum of length of area of flat into 100. Here 3 value is given. For common area only we want 2 value. Total common area 6,000. Total common area 6,000 square feet. Plinth area 6,000 square feet. Super plinth area is not required for calculating the common area. So only two data is utilized to calculate this common area. 600 divided by 6,000 into 100. Percentage common area is 10%. Sometimes in IBBI exam, they will give extra value to confuse the students. Okay, now we go for example 9. Example 8. The land rate for a property is rupees 6,000 per square feet. The building rate is rupees 3,000 per square feet and the promoter profit is 20%. If the floor space index is 2, what is the composite rate of the property? We know the composite rate formula. Please go through this question. Here data given, land rate 6,000 rupees per square feet. FSI 2. I have put both in same line because both are interrelated. Building rate 3,000 rupees per square feet. Promoter profit is 20%. We know composite rate is land component plus building component plus promoter profit. Land component we know land rate divided by FSI. So land rate is 6,000 divided by 2 is land component is 3,000. In composite rate, this is land component, not a land rate. For land rate, you have to calculate. For land component, you have to calculate land rate divided by FSI. Then composite rate is 3,000 plus 3,000 plus promoter profit. Promoter profit will come in both value, land component plus building component. Here 3,000 plus 3,000, 6,000. Promoter profit is 20%. The promoter profit is the 1,200. Then composite rate is 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,200. 7,200 rupees per square feet is the composite rate of the flat. This is example number 9. This is a joint venture proposal. The landlord owns a plot of 9,000 square feet and wishes to construct an apartment with FSI 2. The land rate is 5,000 per square feet. A promoter has approached the landlord to develop the apartment and the construction cost is 3,000 per square feet. The promoter profit is 15%. Calculate what is the composite rate, what is the joint venture rate. Please go through the question in 30 seconds. Yeah, here data given: plot 9,000 square feet, land rate 5,000 rupees square feet, and FSI 2. Building rate 3,000 rupees per square feet. Promoter profit is 15%. So we know composite rate: land component plus building component plus promoter profit. Land component we know is equal to land rate divided by FSI. That will give land component 5,000 divided by 2, 2,500 rupees is per square feet. This is the land component. Do not confuse here. This is not a land rate. This is the land component. Land component in composite rate is 2,500. Building component 3,000 plus 15% promoter profit. Profit will come in both land rate plus cost of construction. 2,500 plus 3,000 into 15% will come 825. Then composite rate will become 2,500 plus 3,000 plus 825 is equal to 6,325 rupees per square feet. Now, what is the promoter share? Promoter share is the building component divided by land component plus building component. This is the promoter share. Building component is a 3,000 rupees plus 2,005 plus 3,000. Promoter share is a 54.55%. Then landowner share you can divide by 100. Then it will come 45.45. Or you can calculate by this formula: landowner shares land component divided by land component plus building component. 2,500 divided by 5,500 is equal to 45.45. What is the joint venture ratio? In top, promoter ratio divided by landowner ratio. So joint venture ratio 54.55 is equal to 45.44. In MCQ question, uh, may be also given 45.45 is equal to 54.55. What is the joint venture ratio? Promoter share will come on top. Uh, 54.55 divided by 45.45. Hope it is clear. Today we have learned development method, four type of development method. We have done example one type development method, that is actual basis owner occupied bungalow. We have done balance. Three other method, development method, we will do next session. Before you leave, please subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell so you can receive timely update for all new classes. Also, do not forget to like and comment on the video. Thanks.